Introduction, the law of assumption. Become what you choose to believe. What if I told you that everything you've ever wanted, every dream, every goal, every version of yourself you admire, already exists? Not somewhere out there, but within you. And that the only thing standing between you and the life you desire is what you choose to believe. Welcome to the law of assumption, a life-changing principle that is as simple as it is powerful. This book is not just a collection of theories or nice-sounding affirmations. It's a transformation manual, a guide to unlocking the truth that has always been within you. You are not limited by your circumstances. You are shaped by your assumptions. The key? Law of assumption says this: whatever you assume to be true becomes your reality, not because of magic, not because the universe picks favorites, but because your beliefs, your emotions, and your focus form the blueprint of your life. And the moment you dare to assume a new identity, a new possibility, a new reality, your life begins to shift in that direction. This isn't wishful thinking. This is mental architecture. This is conscious creation. In the chapters ahead, you'll learn how to understand the power of your mind, reprogram your assumptions to work for you, not against you. Let go of old limiting beliefs. Visualize and feel your desires as already real, and live each day from the identity you choose, not the one you've inherited or been conditioned into. Whether you're new to the idea of manifestation, or you've explored it for years, this book is designed to meet you where you are and move you forward. Every chapter is crafted to not only inform your mind, but to speak to your heart, awaken your confidence, and guide you into a life of alignment, purpose, and belief. As you listen, I want you to relax into each word. Let it sink in. Let it remind you of something you've always known deep down. You are the author of your story. You are the painter of your canvas. You are the assumption, and the assumption is you. So now let's begin this powerful journey together. Let's learn how to become what you choose to believe. Chapter 1. The power within you. There is a silent force working behind every thought you think, every word you speak, and every choice you make. It doesn't shout. It doesn't beg for attention. But it's there, shaping your reality moment by moment. That force is your belief. And belief, when fused with deep emotion and consistent focus, becomes assumption. And assumption is power. Let's pause for a moment and ask, what do you really believe about yourself? About life? About what's possible? Most of us don't stop to examine the quiet voice narrating our lives. But that voice, the one that says, I'm not good enough, or this always happens to me, or even, I guess things are just the way they are, is the very voice creating your world. Here's the truth. Your outer world is a mirror. It reflects your inner assumptions, nothing more, nothing less. What you see, feel, and experience in the physical world is simply a reflection of what you've been assuming to be true, consciously or unconsciously. This isn't philosophy, it's cause and effect. The creative power of the mind, your mind, is not just a tool for thinking, it is a creative instrument. It is constantly interpreting, filtering, accepting, and rejecting information. But here's what most people don't realize. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is assumed. It simply accepts what you repeatedly affirm, feel, and imagine. So when you continually assume that you're not smart enough or not worthy of love or that money is hard to come by, your subconscious accepts that as truth and aligns your life to match it. On the other hand, when you begin to assume success, assume abundance, assume love, and assume health, your mind will seek out the people, circumstances, and ideas to make those assumptions true. It's not luck. It's not magic. It's mental alignment. Conscious versus subconscious creation. There are two parts of you constantly at work. The conscious mind. This is the thinking, analytical part of you. It gathers knowledge, asks questions, and makes day-to-day decisions. The subconscious mind. This is the emotional, habitual, and creative part of you. It's the part that never sleeps, and it's the one truly running the show. The law of assumption works when the conscious mind deliberately feeds the subconscious a new narrative. You choose again and again to assume a new reality. And as this new assumption settles into your subconscious, your world begins to reflect it. This is why change doesn't begin outside. It begins within. Real transformation starts with identity. Not I want to be confident, but I am confident. Not I hope I'll be wealthy, but I am already abundant. Not one day I'll find love, but I am already loved and lovable. Do you feel the difference? The moment you assume, you begin to create. Here's a powerful truth you must remember. You don't get what you want. You get what you assume. Let that sink in. You may want success, but do you assume it? You may wish for happiness, but do you truly feel it's already yours? The law of assumption bridges the gap between wishing and knowing. It shifts your internal state from, I hope it will happen, to, it is already done. This shift changes everything. Because when you assume something is already yours, you begin to think, speak, act, and attract in perfect alignment with that reality. The energy of assumption has a vibration to it. It's calm, it's certain, it's done. There's no desperation in assumption, no begging, no bargaining. Imagine two people. One says, I hope I get the job. The other says, this job is mine. Now imagine how each of them shows up to the interview. Who's more magnetic? Who's more confident? Who's more likely to be chosen? You already know the answer. That's the power of assumption. It shapes your body language, your tone, your energy, and the way the world responds to you. Start where you are. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to pretend. You just need to begin. Begin assuming that life is shifting in your favor. Begin assuming that you are growing, learning, evolving, and becoming. You may not fully believe it yet, and that's okay. But your subconscious doesn't require perfection. It only requires repetition and emotion. So start small. Begin with a single thought. I am worthy of the life I desire. Repeat it, feel it, own it, and watch what begins to unfold. Chapter 2. Neville Goddard's gift to the world. To understand the law of assumption fully, we must begin with the man who brought this idea into the light for millions of people, Neville Goddard. Neville wasn't a motivational speaker in the modern sense. He wasn't trying to sell you anything. He wasn't chasing fame. He was a man who experienced something powerful and felt called to share it. And what he shared continues to change lives, even decades after his passing. So who was Neville Goddard? And why are his teachings more relevant now than ever? Let's dive in. Who was Neville Goddard? Neville Goddard was a mystic, lecturer, and author who lived from 1905 to 1972. Born in Barbados, he moved to the United States and eventually became one of the most respected spiritual teachers of the 20th century. But his message wasn't tied to religion. His work went deeper, into the inner world where belief shapes experience and imagination creates reality. Neville's teachings center around one core principle: assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That single sentence is the heart of the law of assumption. To Neville, your imagination wasn't just a mental playground, it was the divine creative power within you. A tool, a gift, a force that could shape your reality from the inside out. He taught that whatever you assume to be true in your imagination with feeling and persistence must reflect in your external world. Not might, not maybe, must. His most powerful teaching, Neville made a radical claim, one that startled many and freed others. Your imagination is God. God and your I am are one. What he meant wasn't that you, the human personality, are a deity, but that the creative power often attributed to God, creation by word, by thought, by vision, exists within you, in your imagination and your assumptions. This was revolutionary. It placed the responsibility not in the hands of fate, not in luck or karma or even religious institutions, but in your own mind, your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions. He said, "You rise or fall according to your assumption of yourself." That means, the life you live is simply the outpicturing of the self-image you carry within. Living from the end. One of Neville's most famous practices is what he called living from the end. This means that instead of hoping for a future desire to come true, you begin to live, mentally and emotionally, as if it already has. For example, don't wish to be wealthy. Assume you already are. Don't beg for love. Assume you are already in the loving relationship. Don't strive for healing. Assume your body is already whole. Neville explained that when you live from the end, you send a clear message to your subconscious mind. That assumption, impressed deeply with feeling, becomes the cause of future events that align with your inner state. It's not about faking it, it's about being it, mentally and emotionally, right now. Feeling. Is the secret. Neville emphasized feeling more than anything else. Why? Because your subconscious mind doesn't respond to empty affirmations. It responds to the emotional vibration behind those words. Saying "I am rich" means nothing if you feel broke. But saying "I am rich" while feeling the relief, joy and confidence of abundance, that's powerful. That's transformation. It is not what you want that you attract. You attract what you believe to be true. Neville Goddard. This is why imagination plus emotion is the formula he taught again and again. He wasn't teaching wishful thinking. He was teaching emotional embodiment, living in the state of your wish fulfilled. Faith in the unseen. Neville often said, "All things exist. Nothing is created or destroyed. They are only manifested." That means your dream life, your ideal self, your deepest desires, they already exist in the spiritual realm. Your job is to assume they are already true, and your reality will rearrange to reflect that assumption. It's like tuning a radio. The station is already broadcasting. You just have to align with the right frequency. This requires faith. Faith not in blind chance, but in the creative power within yourself. Faith that what you consistently assume with feeling must come to pass. Simple stories, profound lessons. Neville didn't just share theory. He told real stories of people using his methods. A man imagined receiving a job letter, and days later it arrived. A woman imagined marrying her estranged partner, and they reconciled. People visualized homes, healing, relationships, and wealth, and it unfolded exactly as assumed. Again and again, his students proved the law of assumption. Not by hoping, not by struggling, but by imagining and believing. Final thought for this chapter. Neville Goddard's legacy is not one of worship or doctrine. It is the reminder of your power. His teachings are a gift, one you can unwrap every day through your imagination. You don't need to control the world. You don't need to force outcomes. You only need to assume with feeling that what you desire is already yours. As you continue this journey, remember this. You are not trying to become someone new. You are simply waking up to who you've always had the power to be. Let's move forward to understand the next key difference: assumption versus wishful thinking. Chapter 3. Assumption versus wishful thinking. Let's get honest. When most people hear about manifestation or mindset work, they think, "Oh, I've tried that. It doesn't work." But here's the real reason why it didn't work. They were wishing, not assuming. There's a big difference between wishful thinking and powerful assumption. Understanding that difference is the key to unlocking lasting transformation. In this chapter, we'll break it down step by step, because once you make this shift, your results won't just change and they'll accelerate. What is wishful thinking? Wishful thinking is hope without power. It's saying, "I want it," but feeling deep down, "I don't have it." It's when you want the dream job, but you keep telling yourself, "I'll never be qualified." It's when you want a relationship, but you feel, "People like me don't get chosen." It's when you say, "I hope I become successful," but underneath that hope is a quiet voice whispering, "But I probably won't." Wishful thinking is passive. It waits, it delays, it doubts. It feels good for a moment, but there's no power behind it. No decision, no assumption. What is assumption? Assumption is active. Assumption claims the reality before it's visible. It's not, I hope it happens. It's already mine. It's not, maybe one day I'll be confident. It's I am confident now. With assumption, you're not just thinking about what you want, you are mentally and emotionally living from the end result. You're already feeling what it would feel like if it were done. You're not doubting it. You're not negotiating with it. You're walking through your day with the certainty that it's yours. The vibration of each let's talk energy for a moment. Wishful thinking feels anxious. There's hesitation. There's uncertainty. There's often desperation behind the smile. Assumption feels calm. There's a quiet confidence, a relaxed certainty, a knowing that everything is unfolding in perfect time. You don't chase, you don't cling, you attract, because you've already claimed it inwardly. That's why people who live in assumption seem magnetic. Their energy says, I already am, and the world responds to that energy. Not to their effort, not to their struggle, but to their inner state. Why wishing doesn't work. Here's why wishful thinking fails over and over again, because your subconscious mind doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you assume to be true. So if you say, I want to be healthy, but you assume you're broken or weak, guess what your subconscious accepts? The feeling of being broken. If you say, I want to be wealthy, but you feel scarcity and lack in your body, that's what gets reinforced. You can't deceive the energy of your assumption. You have to become the version of you who already has it. That means embodying the belief, feeling the emotion, thinking the thoughts, and walking with the posture of someone who already is. The test. What are you actually assuming? Let's do a simple test. Ask yourself this question. If someone recorded my thoughts and feelings all day long, what reality would they assume I'm living in? Would they say, this person assumes they're a success? This person assumes they're unlovable. This person assumes they're growing and expanding. This person assumes life is hard and they're stuck. Your life is always reflecting your dominant assumptions, not your random wishes. So it's time to take your power back. It's time to move from wishful thinking to conscious assumption. A simple shift that changes everything. You don't need to fight your old beliefs. You don't need to wait until everything feels perfect. You just need to assume differently and do it consistently. So instead of saying, I hope I find love, say, love is already mine. I want to heal. Say, my body is healing every day. I am whole. I wish I was confident. Say, I walk with quiet confidence. I know who I am. And then, this part is key. Feel it, even if just for 10 seconds a day. That short moment of real, emotional embodiment carries more power than hours of blind wishing. Final thought for this chapter. Wishful thinking keeps you waiting. Assumption moves you forward. The law of assumption doesn't work because you beg the universe. It works because you align with what you already claim to be true. This shift from I want to I am is the most powerful step you can take. So from this point forward, repeat this to yourself often. I no longer wish. I assume. I believe. I become. And with that, let's continue your journey into the next chapter. The identity shift. Thinking from, not of. Chapter 4. The identity shift. Thinking from, not of. There is a quiet secret behind every major transformation. It's not about setting goals. It's not about working harder. It's about who you are being. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are. This chapter is about a powerful internal shift. A shift in identity. A shift from thinking of your desire to thinking from your desire. When you understand and apply this, your life begins to reshape itself, almost effortlessly. The meaning of thinking from Neville Goddard said, "You must learn to think from the end, not of the end." At first it sounds subtle, but this small difference is the gateway between dreams and results. So what does it mean? Let's break it down. When you think of something, it feels distant. You're the observer, looking at it from the outside. I wish I had that house. I want that relationship. I hope I get that opportunity. But when you think from something, you mentally place yourself inside the experience. I live in that house. I decorate it. I wake up there. I'm in a loving relationship. I feel supported and chosen. I already have that opportunity. I'm succeeding in it now. You assume the identity of the version of you who has already received it. That's the law of assumption in action. The world reflects who you think you are. Here's a truth that changes everything. You don't get what you want. You get what you believe you already are. If you believe you're a magnet for success, you act like it. If you believe you're always left out, you see proof of that everywhere. Why? Because your identity shapes your behavior, your energy, your expectations, and eventually your results. You'll never rise above the self-image you secretly hold inside. That's why the law of assumption teaches this. Change your concept of self and your world must follow. Imagining as the new self, let's say your goal is to become a confident speaker. Most people will try to change through action alone. Reading more, practicing more, pushing themselves on stage, and yes, practice matters. But identity is the real game changer. Instead of thinking, how do I become confident? You shift to, I am a confident speaker. I enjoy expressing myself. Then you imagine walking on stage feeling relaxed and present, speaking with clarity and joy, receiving smiles and applause from the audience. When you do this with feeling, you're not trying to become that person. You are that person. You are thinking from the version of yourself who already embodies what you desire. That identity begins to take root. And the external world? It bends to match the inner image. Don't chase it. Be it. Here's a simple but powerful truth. If you want something, stop chasing it. Instead, become the version of you who naturally has it. That means, you want love? Be the version of you who is already loved. You want wealth? Be the version who already handles money with ease. You want health? Be the version who already feels strong and vital. This isn't pretending. This is a conscious shift in your state of being. And it's that shift, not effort, not stress, not chasing, that activates the law of assumption. Act as if? No. Be as if. You've probably heard the phrase, fake it till you make it. But the law of assumption doesn't teach you to fake anything. It invites you to be that version of you, now. It's not about pretending. It's about assuming. It's already done, in your mind and emotions. The difference is energy. Faking still feels like I'm not there yet. Being feels like this is already who I am, and your reality always reflects your dominant feeling, not your effort. Aligning your inner dialogue identity is not just about what you do. It's about how you talk to yourself. Start noticing your inner dialogue. Are you speaking as the version of you who is still trying? Or are you speaking as the version of you who already knows, already trusts, already is? Here's a new way to speak to yourself. Of course this works out for me. It always does. I am exactly the person who lives this life. I'm already aligned with everything I desire. Let your self-talk match the identity of the future you, and watch the outer world mirror it back. Final thought for this chapter. Your outer world is a mirror, and the image it reflects is the identity you hold within. The law of assumption is not about asking, begging, or hustling. It's about being. So start now. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel. This is who I am now. I am no longer waiting, I am. I live from the end, I think from the end, and so it becomes real. Chapter 5. How to Assume Correctly, the step-by-step process. By now you understand what assumption is. It's not a wish, it's not a hope. It's a state, a belief, a feeling of already being the person who has what you want. But here's the next question. How do you actually do it? In this chapter, I'll guide you through the exact steps, simple, clear, and repeatable, to help you assume your desired reality correctly. Let's walk through the process together. Step 1. Define your desired state. Clarity is power. Before you can assume a new version of yourself, you must first know exactly who that version is. Ask yourself, what do I want to experience? How would I think, feel, and act if it were already true? Who would I be if nothing stood in my way? Write it down if you can. Be specific, be bold. Don't water it down. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I am a successful entrepreneur, earning abundantly, doing what I love every day. Instead of, I want love, say, I am in a deeply loving, fulfilling relationship. I feel chosen, valued, and at peace. You must speak it like it's already done. Step 2. Create a mental scene. Once you know what you want, create a short mental scene that implies it has already happened. This is where imagination becomes your most powerful tool. Imagine the conversation you would have after it happened. The moment you're living in your new reality. A small natural detail that proves it's real. For example, someone congratulating you. Wow, you did it. Seeing your name on an award or a contract. Feeling your partner's hand in yours on a quiet walk. This scene should be short, vivid, and emotional. Why short? Because your subconscious mind responds better to brief, repeated impressions, not long, exhausting daydreams. Step 3. Enter the feeling. This is the heart of the law of assumption. You must feel it real. You must enter the state of being, not just the thought of it. Close your eyes, relax your body, breathe deeply. Now gently play the scene in your mind, not like a movie you're watching, but as an experience you're inside of. Ask yourself, what would this feel like if it were true? How would I breathe? What energy would I carry in my body? Let that feeling saturate you. Let it become familiar, natural, like you're remembering it, not imagining it. That's when assumption starts to lock in. Step 4. Repeat consistently, but casually. You don't need to force it. You don't need to obsess. Instead, repeat this scene and the feeling once or twice a day, especially before bed or right after waking up. These are the times your subconscious is most receptive. Let it become a gentle routine. Remember, you're not trying to make it happen. You're assuming it already has and allowing your outer world to catch up. Step 5. Walk in the identity. After your assumption sessions, carry that energy into your day. Think like the version of you who has it. Speak like them. Make choices like them. Carry yourself like them. This doesn't mean acting fake. It means being authentic to the version of you that already exists within. That version is not far away. It's one assumption away. Let your actions reflect your new state, not to force the outcome, but to align with it. Step 6. Detach and trust. This is where most people struggle. They try to make it happen. They get anxious, watching the clock. They wonder, why hasn't it shown up yet? But real assumption means trust. Once you've planted the seed in imagination, you let it grow. You stop digging it up. You stop checking for proof. You live with the inner confidence. It's already mine. I don't need to chase it. The moment you truly feel like it's already done, the waiting disappears, and reality begins to rearrange in your favor. Bonus tip: affirmations that reinforce assumption. Here are a few powerful affirmations you can whisper to yourself anytime. I already am who I choose to be. Everything I assume with belief becomes my reality. It's done, it's mine, I feel it real. My inner world creates my outer world. I trust the unseen. I live from the end. Use them often. Say them out loud. Say them silently. Say them with emotion. These words are not magic, but your feeling behind them is. Final thought for this chapter. The law of assumption is not about wishful daydreaming. It's about deliberate identity shifting. You're not hoping. You're not waiting. You're not asking. You are becoming. The steps are simple. Know what you want. Create a mental scene. Enter the feeling. Repeat gently. Walk in the identity. Let go and trust. Master this process, and there is nothing you cannot become, do, or have. Chapter 6. Rewrite the script of your life. Take a moment and imagine this. Your life is a movie. There's a script, a storyline, a main character, you. But here's the twist. You are not just the actor. You are also the writer. Right now, at this very moment, you can pick up the pen and write a completely new story. And the law of assumption gives you the tool to do it. You've been living by an old script, whether you realize it or not. You've been following a script your entire life, a silent, invisible one. It tells you what kind of person you are, what's possible for you, what you deserve, what you should expect. Maybe you didn't write this script consciously. Maybe it was handed to you by parents, teachers, society, or your past experiences. It might sound like, I'm not good with money. Love never works out for me. I always struggle. People like me don't succeed. And so without knowing it, you've lived according to those lines. But here's the truth that changes everything. The script is not permanent. It's not final. You can revise it, starting now. You are the author, and the star Neville Goddard often said, change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. When you change your inner story, the outer scenes begin to shift. You don't need to control the details. You just need to step into a new role, a new character, with a new belief system, and you do that by assuming it's already true. This is how you rewrite your script. Let's break it down into a process. Step 1. Identify the old script. The first step is awareness. Ask yourself, what beliefs have I been carrying about myself? What patterns keep repeating in my life? Where do I feel stuck? And what story do I keep telling there? Be honest. Be gentle. This isn't about blame. It's about clarity. Example, if you keep losing money, is there a hidden belief, I'm not meant to be wealthy? If relationships fall apart, is there a quiet thought, I'm not lovable? If you fear success, do you think, I'm not worthy of that life? These beliefs are the old script. And just like any outdated scene in a movie, you can rewrite it. Step 2. Create the new story now. Ask, if I could start fresh, what would I want my character, myself, to be? Write a new script. I am worthy of love and receive it freely. I am successful in every area of my life. I attract abundance effortlessly. Everything works out in my favor. This new script should feel powerful, not because it's real yet, but because it feels right to your soul. This is who you truly are, beneath the conditioning. Step 3. Assume the role once your new story is written. It's time to step into the role, not next week, not next year, now. Assume the energy, the posture, the thoughts, and the feeling of this version of you, as if the story is already unfolding. Start thinking, what would this version of me believe? How would they handle this situation? How would they speak, move, and respond? This is not pretending. This is assuming. And by assuming, you become. Step 4. Rehearse the new scene. Daily, every day, rehearse your new story. Just like an actor prepares for a role, you prepare your mind. You can do this through visualization, inner conversations, mirror work, writing affirmations. Repetition is how the subconscious accepts the new script. At first, your mind might resist. That's okay, old scripts are sticky, but they are not stronger than your decision to change. Persistence in assumption is key. Step 5. Let life reflect the change. Once the new script becomes dominant inside, life begins to shift outside. You'll notice people treating you differently, opportunities showing up unexpectedly, a sense of flow, confidence, and peace you've never felt before. Why? Because the world mirrors your inner concept of self, and once your concept of self changes, the mirror must change too. Final thought for this chapter. You were never stuck. You were never broken. You were just reading from a script that didn't belong to you. But now you've remembered the truth. You are the author. You are the narrator. You are the lead character in the story of your life. So choose your words carefully. Write the scenes with love. Speak as the hero, not the victim. And most of all, believe this new story is already mine. Chapter 7. Overcoming Doubt and Fear. Let's pause and get real for a moment. You've learned how to assume. You've started rewriting your story. You've visualized the life you want. But then, it creeps in. That small, sharp voice that whispers, "What if it doesn't work? Am I fooling myself? What if I'm not enough?" Yes, doubt and fear. If you felt this, you're not alone. Everyone who starts to change their life from the inside out meets this part of the journey. But here's the truth. Fear is not a stop sign. Doubt is not your enemy. They are simply signs that your old identity is being challenged, and that means you're on the right path. What is doubt really? Doubt is just a thought, that's all. It's a mental reflex built from years of conditioning, past disappointments, and learned limitation. It's the echo of your old self, the part of you that's afraid to let go of control. The moment you start to assume something bigger, doubt shows up to test you. Not to hurt you, but to ask, are you sure you're done with the old story? If you say yes and keep going, the doubt begins to fade. Fear is not failure. Fear is natural. But here's what you need to understand. Fear does not mean stop. It means you're stretching. It means you're entering unknown territory. And that's exactly where your breakthrough lives. Imagine this. You're stepping onto a stage for the first time. Your heart races, your hands tremble, but that doesn't mean you don't belong there. It means something important is happening. It means you're growing. So when fear shows up on your journey, don't turn back. Feel it. Recognize it. But keep moving forward. The danger of entertaining doubt. Here's what happens when you keep feeding doubt. You begin to assume failure instead of success. You plant a new seed of fear and water it daily. You confuse your subconscious, sending mixed messages. And the law of assumption doesn't pick sides. It simply reflects what you accept as real. If you accept doubt, it becomes your experience. If you accept fear, it shows up in your world. So the key is not to fight doubt, but to stop agreeing with it. How to overcome doubt and fear, step by step. Let's talk about how to dissolve doubt and fear in a practical, empowering way. Acknowledge the feeling without judgment. When fear arises, say, there you are. I see you. You're not in control anymore. This step is powerful. Why? Because it gives you distance. You are not your fear. You are the one observing it. Shift the inner dialogue. Inner conversations shape your reality. So when doubt says, what if it doesn't happen? You say, but what if it does? What if I'm more powerful than I thought? What if it's already done and I'm just catching up? Speak to yourself like someone who already believes. Return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the moment you feel lost, come back home. Close your eyes, breathe deeply. Imagine your ideal already happening. Feel the relief, the joy, the calm certainty of it is done. Even 60 seconds in that state can realign your entire energy. Use affirmations to reprogram. Doubt. Here are a few that work beautifully against fear. I trust the process of life. Everything is always working in my favor. I let go of control and assume the best. My faith is stronger than my fear. Repeat them with emotion. Let them replace the old mental tape. Don't look for proof. Be the proof. Doubt often comes from watching the outside world. But I don't see results yet. Nothing's changing. But the law of assumption is an inside-out process. You don't wait for evidence to believe. You believe first, and then the evidence shows up. Be the proof before the proof arrives. Doubt will fade with repetition. Remember, belief doesn't become strong overnight. Just like a muscle, confidence is built through repetition and consistency. Each time you assume a better reality and stay in that assumption, you grow stronger. And eventually, doubt fades into the background. Not because it disappears forever, but because you've stopped listening. Final thought for this chapter. You are not here to live in fear. You are not here to be small, doubtful, or uncertain. You are here to create, to become, and to believe beyond what the world told you was possible. Doubt is just a shadow. Fear is just a fog. Your true power is always greater. So the next time fear knocks at your door, don't invite it in. Smile, nod, and say softly, I remember who I am, and I'm moving forward anyway. Let's now move into the next step of transformation. Chapter 8, Inner Conversations, Talking Yourself into the Life You Want. Chapter 8, Real Life Stories and Proof. Sometimes the best way to truly understand a powerful idea is to see it in action. Ideas become alive through stories. Stories of real people who applied the law of assumption and transformed their lives. In Me. This chapter will explore some inspiring real-life examples. These stories aren't just proof that the law works. They're reminders that you too can rewrite your reality. Why stories matter. Stories connect us emotionally. They break down complex concepts into simple, relatable experiences. When you hear about someone just like you who changed their life by changing their beliefs, it lights a spark inside. It says, if they can do it, so can I. Story 1. From job loss to dream career meet. Sarah. Sarah was working a job she hated, stressed, undervalued, and stuck in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. One day she decided to try something different. Instead of worrying about finding a new job, she started assuming she already had the career she dreamed of. Every night she imagined receiving an email offering her the perfect position, feeling the joy and relief as if it had already happened. Weeks later, an opportunity opened at a company she admired, and she got the job. Was it coincidence? Sarah says no. She credits her shift in belief and inner feeling for attracting the right circumstances. Story 2. Healing beyond medical expectations. John had a serious health condition. The doctors were pessimistic about his recovery, but John refused to accept the grim prognosis. He began daily imagining himself strong, healthy, and vibrant. He assumed full recovery as a fact, not a possibility. Against all odds, John's health improved dramatically. His doctors were amazed. John believes his unwavering belief rewrote his body's story. Story 3. Finding Love. When hope was gone, after years of failed relationships, Maria felt hopeless, but she decided to change the story. She imagined herself already in a loving, supportive relationship. She played the scene in her mind, the small gestures, the warm words, the deep connection. Within months, Maria met someone who matched her vision perfectly. She calls it the power of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. What these stories teach us: change begins inside first. The outer world reflects your inner belief. Consistent assumption changes your reality. You have the power to write your own script. Your story is next. These aren't just tales from the past. They're invitations. You can be the next person who transforms their life by choosing to believe differently. Start small if you need to. Start with one assumption, one feeling. Repeat it daily. Watch your story unfold in ways you never imagined. Final thought for this chapter. Proof is all around you. In the lives changed, the dreams realized, the impossible made possible. But the most important proof is within you. The feeling, the knowing, the quiet confidence that you are becoming. What you choose to believe. Your story is waiting to be written. Chapter 9. Create your new identity. By now, you've learned how powerful your assumptions are. You've seen that the beliefs you hold about yourself shape your entire life experience. But here's the key insight. To truly transform your life, you need to create a new identity, not just wish for better circumstances. An identity is more than a label. It's the foundation of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's who you believe you are, deep down. Why identity matters. Imagine you want to become a confident speaker. You could try practicing speeches. You could learn techniques. But if your core identity is still "I'm shy," then your old self will resist, sabotage, and hold you back. Why? Because your subconscious wants consistency. Your outer reality reflects your inner identity. So, to change your life, you must shift your identity first. How to create your new identity. Creating a new identity means deliberately choosing who you want to be, and then stepping fully into that belief. Here's a step-by-step guide. Define your new self. Be clear and specific. Ask yourself, who is this new version of me? What qualities do they have? How do they think, speak, and act? How do they respond to challenges? Write down the answers. Make it vivid. Example: I am calm and confident in every situation. I am a successful entrepreneur who attracts opportunity. I am loving and deserving of healthy relationships. Immerse yourself in the feeling. Feel what it's like to be that person, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, feel their confidence, their peace, their joy. Feel it in your body. Let it fill you up. This is the secret sauce of the law of assumption. Act as if. Start behaving like this new version of yourself. Make decisions, take actions, and speak in ways that match your new identity, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. Consistency builds new neural pathways in your brain. Overcoming resistance your old identity may resist. You might feel doubt, fear, imposter syndrome. That's normal. Remember, identity change takes time. Keep returning to your new assumptions. The more you repeat and act, the more the new identity becomes your reality. Your identity is your foundation. This new identity becomes the lens through which you see the world. It colors your experiences, your choices, and your relationships. Because you believe who you are has changed, your life will naturally follow. Final thought for this chapter. The most powerful change comes from becoming, not just doing. Choose who you want to be. Assume it fully. Live as if it's already true. Your new identity is waiting. Are you ready to step into it? Chapter 10. The daily practice that changes. Everything transformation is not a one-time event. It's a journey, a series of moments where you choose again and again to live by your new assumptions. That's why daily practice is the secret to making the law of assumption truly work for you. Why daily practice matters? Your mind is like a garden. If you plant seeds of belief only once, they might sprout. But weeds of doubt and old habits quickly take over. But if you water your seeds every day, nurture them with consistent attention and care, they grow into strong, flourishing plants. Daily practice helps you reprogram your subconscious mind, strengthen new beliefs, replace old limiting thoughts, build unwavering faith in your new reality. What does daily practice look like? The good news is, it doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. Even just 5 to 10 minutes a day can create powerful shifts over time. Here are the core elements of an effective daily practice for the law of assumption. 1. Visualization. Spend a few minutes each day vividly imagining your desired reality. Close your eyes and picture your ideal scene in rich detail. See yourself living your new identity, confident, successful, joyful. Engage your senses. Hear the sounds, feel the emotions, see the colors. Make it as real as possible. This practice sends a clear message to your subconscious mind about what you want. 2. Feeling the wish fulfilled. This is the heart of the law of assumption. Don't just imagine. Feel the emotions as if your desire has already come true. Feel the happiness, the peace, the excitement. The feeling of the wish fulfilled aligns your energy with your new reality. 3. Affirmations. Use positive, present tense statements to reinforce your new beliefs. Examples include, I am worthy of success and happiness. I attract opportunities effortlessly. I am confident and capable in every situation. Say them slowly with conviction and truly believe each word. 4. Mental conversations. Pay attention to your inner dialogue throughout the day. When negative or doubtful thoughts arise, gently redirect them. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Does this belief support my new reality? What would my new self say instead? Replace doubts with empowering thoughts. 5. Gratitude. End or begin your practice by feeling gratitude. Thank the universe for the blessings already in your life and for those on their way. Gratitude raises your vibration and opens the door for more good to flow in. How to stay consistent. Consistency is the bridge between desire and reality. Here are tips to keep your daily practice strong.
Set a specific time each day, morning or evening. Create a peaceful space free from distractions.
Use reminders or alarms if needed. Track your progress in a journal. Celebrate small victories. When you feel stuck or discouraged, remember, every journey has ups and downs. If doubt or impatience shows up, come back to your daily practice with kindness, even on tough days. A few minutes is better than none. Your persistence is the seed of your new life. Final thought for this chapter. The magic of the law of assumption doesn't lie in big events. It lies in the small, consistent actions repeated daily. Each moment, you assume your new reality, you rewrite your future. Each day you nurture your beliefs, you build a stronger, truer you. This daily practice is your path to freedom, to becoming exactly who you choose to be. Chapter 11. The language of assumption. Language is more than words. It's a powerful tool that shapes how you think, feel, and ultimately what you attract into your life. In the practice of the law of assumption, the way you speak, both to yourself and others, plays a crucial role in building your new reality. Why language matters. Words carry energy. The stories you tell yourself become your truth. The phrases you repeat become mental programs. If your language is filled with doubt, limitation, or negativity, your subconscious mind accepts those messages, and your reality reflects them. On the other hand, if your language is positive, confident, and rooted in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you send powerful signals to your mind and the universe. The language trap. Avoiding negatives and don'ts. Most people unknowingly use negative language. I don't want to fail. I'm not good enough. I hope this works out. Even though you may be stating a desire, your subconscious hears the negatives. Fail, not good, hope, which create resistance. The law of assumption responds to what you focus on. So focus on what you want, not what you fear. How to speak the language of assumption. Here's how to use language intentionally to support your new reality. Use present tense speak and think as if your desire is happening. Now, instead of I will be confident, say I am confident. Instead of I want to be successful, say I am successful. This trains your subconscious to accept your new reality immediately. Use positive affirmations. Affirm what you want, not what you don't want. Example, I am attracting loving relationships, not I'm not lonely. My health is vibrant and strong, not I don't want to be sick. Cool. Use emotionally charged words. Choose words that evoke feeling and excitement. For example, I am thriving with joy and abundance. My days are filled with peace and success. Emotion supercharges your assumptions. Inner dialogue. The silent conversation. Most of your programming happens through your inner dialogue, the thoughts you repeat to yourself daily. Become aware of your inner conversations. When you catch negative or doubtful thoughts, pause and consciously reframe them using the language of assumption. Example, thought, I'm not ready for this. Reframe, I am more than ready and capable. Thought, this is too hard. Reframe. I welcome challenges as opportunities to grow. Speak to others as your new self. The way you speak to others influences your identity. If you speak with confidence, positivity, and faith in your new reality, you reinforce it for yourself. Imagine talking about your goals as if they are already happening. This sets a powerful intention. The power of I am. The phrase I am is one of the most powerful tools in the language of assumption. When you say I am, you are declaring your identity. Use I am statements frequently and intentionally. Examples: I am worthy. I am abundant. I am successful. I am peaceful. These words plant seeds deep in your subconscious. Final thought for this chapter. Language is the bridge between thought and reality. By mastering the language of assumption, speaking with clarity, positivity, and emotional power, you align yourself with the life you choose to live. Speak your new reality into existence every day. Your words are the architects of your world. Chapter 12. Trusting the process. Letting go and allowing. Learning the law of assumption is powerful, but knowing the steps is only part of the journey. The next crucial step is to trust the process, to let go of control and allow the universe to deliver your desires in its perfect timing and way. Why trusting the process is essential. When you first start applying the law of assumption, it's natural to want quick results. You might feel anxious or impatient, but forcing things or obsessing over outcomes blocks the flow of manifestation. True power lies in trusting that your assumption is already creating the desired reality, even if you don't see it yet. The art of letting go. Letting go doesn't mean giving up on your desires. It means releasing resistance, doubt, and the need to control how and when your desires show up. Think of it like planting a seed. You water it, you give it sunlight, but you don't dig it up every day to check if it's grown. You trust that nature will do its work. How to practice letting go and allowing. Affirm your desire, then release after your daily visualization and affirmation. Mentally say, I trust that this desire is already mine. I let go and allow it to come to me in perfect time. This statement calms your mind and reinforces faith. Notice your feelings without judgment. Sometimes doubts or fears arise. Acknowledge them gently, but don't give them power. Say to yourself, I notice this feeling, but I choose to return to trust. 3. Stay open to unexpected paths. The universe may bring your desires in ways you hadn't imagined. Be flexible. Sometimes the answer comes disguised as a challenge or delay, but it's all part of the process. Practice patience. Manifestation unfolds on its own schedule. Patience strengthens your trust muscle. Remind yourself, good things take time and my desire is on its way. Signs that you are trusting the process. You feel more relaxed and peaceful. You stop obsessing or overthinking. You notice opportunities and synchronicities. You have a quiet confidence that things are working behind the scenes. What happens when you don't trust? Resistance builds. You might feel stuck or frustrated. Your energy becomes scattered and manifestations slow down. Doubt creates a block. Cultivating trust. Daily trust is like a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it grows. Daily practices that build trust include meditation to quiet the mind, journaling your progress and small wins, gratitude for what is already present, affirmations focused on faith and surrender. Final thought for this chapter. Trusting the process is where belief turns into reality. Let go of the need to control. Release doubt and impatience. Allow the universe to bring your desires in perfect harmony. When you truly trust, you align yourself with the natural flow of manifestation. Your desires are already on their way. All you need to do is open your heart and allow. Chapter 13. The Invisible Bridge of Events. When you decide to change your assumptions and step into a new reality, something magical begins to happen. An invisible bridge of events forms between your current life and the reality you desire. This bridge is unseen but very real. It's the pathway your subconscious mind and the universe create to bring your assumptions into physical manifestation. What is the invisible bridge of events? Think of it like this. You stand on one side of a river, your current reality, on Do. The other side is the life you want, your dream reality. You can't just jump across, you need a bridge. This bridge is made up of all the little moments, circumstances, people, and opportunities that line up perfectly to carry you from where you are to where you want to be. How does the bridge form? As you hold your new assumptions firmly, your subconscious mind begins to attract and arrange events that support your belief. These events might look like coincidences, chance meetings, unexpected opportunities, or even small signs. But they're not random. They are the building blocks of your new reality being constructed. Examples of the invisible bridge: imagine you've assumed the identity of a confident professional. Suddenly, you might meet someone who offers a job or collaboration, find resources that help you grow your skills, receive compliments that boost your confidence, face challenges that you handle with grace, strengthening your belief. Each of these moments is a plank in your invisible bridge. How to recognize the bridge: pay attention to synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that feel like signs. Notice doors opening where there used to be walls. Feel the subtle shifts in your environment. These are the universe's way of telling you that your assumptions are taking shape. How to support the bridge. You are an active participant in this process. Here's how to strengthen your bridge of events. Stay aligned with your assumptions. Keep your thoughts, feelings, and actions consistent with your new reality. Be open and receptive. Don't close yourself off to unexpected paths. Sometimes the universe delivers your desires in surprising ways. Take inspired action. When opportunities appear, act on them with confidence. This keeps the momentum flowing. The role of faith and patience building. The invisible bridge takes time. Faith in the process and patience are essential. Trust that even if you can't see the whole bridge yet, each step is being laid down. Final thought for this chapter. The invisible bridge of events connects your inner world to your outer reality. It is the pathway created by your unwavering belief. Walk it with confidence, curiosity, and gratitude. Your new reality is closer than you think, one step at a time. Chapter 14. When nothing seems to happen, one of the most common challenges when working with the law of assumption is the feeling that nothing is happening. You've followed the steps, assumed your new reality, practiced daily, stayed positive, but the external world remains unchanged. This chapter is here to reassure you, guide you, and explain why this phase is natural, and how to move through it with faith. Why does it feel like nothing is happening? Manifestation is not always immediate or visible. Here's why. The invisible work. Most of the transformation happens internally first. Your subconscious mind is rewiring your beliefs, which takes time. Invisible bridge. Still building. The bridge of events from chapter 13 is often invisible at first. You're laying foundations, not yet seeing the planks. Resistance and blocks. Old beliefs, fears, and doubts can create energetic resistance that slows external manifestation. Divine timing. The universe has its own perfect timing, which might differ from your expectations. How to stay strong. When you feel stuck, feeling stuck or impatient is normal, but don't let it derail you. Here are powerful ways to stay aligned. Revisit your assumptions. Check if your thoughts and feelings still match your desired reality. Are you slipping into doubt or negativity? Gently bring yourself back. Trust the process. Remember, trust is key. Every moment you maintain belief, you're building your reality, even if you can't see it yet. Practice patience and compassion. Be kind to yourself. Transformation isn't always linear. Celebrate small signs of progress and inner shifts. Signs that manifestation is underway. Even if things don't look like your end goal yet, subtle signs show you're on the right track. Increased peace or calm inside unexpected coincidences or synchronicities. New ideas, inspirations, or opportunities arising. Shifts in your energy and confidence. What to do? If frustration builds, frustration is a signal that you care deeply. When it arises, acknowledge the feeling without resistance. Return to your daily practice with renewed focus. Use calming techniques like meditation or deep breathing. Keep your vibration high. Your energy attracts your experiences. Stay engaged in activities that uplift you. Listen to inspiring music or talks. Surround yourself with supportive people. Engage in hobbies and movement. Practice gratitude daily. Final thought for this chapter. When nothing seems to happen, your most important work is happening beneath the surface. Keep trusting, keep assuming, and keep loving the journey. The universe is quietly preparing the perfect moment for your desires to bloom. Your breakthrough is on its way, often when you least expect it. Chapter 15. Becoming the living proof, the ultimate goal of mastering. The law of assumption is not just to manifest desires, it's to become the living proof of your new reality. This means fully embodying the beliefs, qualities, and identity of the person who already lives the life you want. What does it mean to be living proof? Living proof means your thoughts, feelings, and actions consistently reflect your new assumptions. People around you see your confidence, calm, and success, not because you're pretending, but because you have truly transformed from within. The power of embodiment. When you embody your new reality, you remove all resistance and doubt. There is no gap between who you are inside and what you show outside. This alignment sends a powerful message to your subconscious mind and the universe. I am already this person. Steps to become the living proof. 1. Own your new identity fully. Say I am statements with conviction. I am confident. I am abundant. I am healthy and vibrant. Live these truths every day. Act as if, but with authenticity. Carry yourself with the demeanor, habits, and mindset of your desired self. Make choices that align with this identity, even in small ways. Reflect on your progress. Regularly observe how your life is shifting. Celebrate your growth and reinforce your belief. Let your energy speak. Your energy and presence will naturally attract experiences and people that match your new reality. Overcoming doubt on the path to embodiment. Doubt can sneak in. But remember, doubt is a sign that transformation is underway. Acknowledge doubts without judgment and reaffirm your new self. Trust that embodiment deepens with practice. Inspiring examples of living proof. Think of people who inspire you, those who seem effortlessly successful or confident. They are living proof of what belief and embodiment can create. You can become that person too. Final thought for this chapter. Becoming the living proof is the highest expression of the law of assumption. When your inner world and outer reality are in harmony, your manifestations flow naturally. You are not just creating a new life, and you are becoming your creation. Step into your power. Live your truth. Be the proof. Conclusion. Your journey to becoming. Congratulations on completing this transformative journey through the law of assumption. You have learned how powerful your beliefs are, how your assumptions shape every moment of your life, often in ways you might not have realized before. This law invites you to become the deliberate creator of your reality. The power is in your hands. You now hold the key to rewrite your story. By choosing your beliefs with intention, practicing daily, and embodying your desires, you can transform any area of your life: relationships, health, wealth, confidence, and more. Remember, you are not a passive observer. You are an active participant and architect of your existence. Trust, patience, and persistence. Manifestation is a dance of trust and allowing. There will be moments of doubt and waiting, but these are part of the process. Stay patient and compassionate with yourself. Every step you take, even the smallest one, builds the life you are becoming. Embody your new reality. Every day, live as if you already are who you want to be. Speak your truth with conviction. Feel deeply that your desires are already fulfilled. This alignment will naturally draw your new reality closer. Your new life awaits. The invisible bridge of events is already forming. Synchronicities, opportunities, and growth are aligning to support you. Keep your heart open, your mind focused, and your vibration high. Final words. You are more powerful than you know. The law of assumption is your tool, your guide, and your path. Step boldly into your new identity. Become what you choose to believe. Your new life begins now.